everyone, and welcome to another one of our Net Fit stretch sessions. This is a great full body stretch that you can do after a game or also after training. It's always great to incorporate stretching into your netball routine. Now for this stretch session, we're going to use a towel. You also need a mat or a towel or just a space where you have enough room to stretch out. But the main thing you need is a towel. We will be using this to assist us through our stretch session. So if you don't have one, quickly go and grab one now and then we'll get started. Stretching is always overlooked and so it's important to make sure we incorporate it and give back to our bodies. So the first one we're going to do is raise your towel above your head and we're just going to start to move our neck and our head and do some neck rotations. Pull it apart all the way, also get your shoulders going as well. And now vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly begin to bend all the way down as far as you can go down to the ground, still holding onto the towel. Make your head really heavy. Feel the stretch through the back of your legs. You can have a slight bend in the knees if you want, but really just let your body hang loose. Nice and heavy. Concentrate on your breathing. And slowly start to come back up with your head being last. And reach above the head one more time. Get those neck rotations in. You can also roll the head if you want to. Oh, good job. Okay, now we're going to come down onto our mats or down onto the floor. The next one we're going to do is our one-legged hamstring. So you're going to lay down, you're going to put one foot in the towel like so and lay down. Pulling the towel towards the body. You can have a slight bend in the knee if you want or try and get it nice and straight. And with each breath, try and release the tension in the back of the leg, in particularly the hamstring. And any tension you have, really breathe into it. Now you can also flex the toes towards the face, just to get a little bit more stretch all the way down the back of that leg, including the calf. Really breathe in, try and pull your leg a little bit closer. Okay, now leave the towel in the air and switch sides. Starting with trying to get that leg as straight as you can. Oh, one side, it's not uncommon for one side to feel it more than the other. Make sure your back is flat on the ground whilst doing this. You can feel the tension in your body. The more you do this and the more you look after your body and stretch, the more flexible you will become. You'll feel that muscle tension start to release. Okay, and now you can flex the toes, the foot towards the face, if you like, just to get a little bit more stretch through that calf as well. This is such a great stretch. Oh, you can really feel it building in there. It's always good to hold the stretches for about a minute as well. Okay, the next one we're going to do, we're going to put our feet back up into the towel, our foot, sorry, and then we're going to concentrate on a glute stretch. So you're going to bring that foot across the body, still holding it in the towel, like a figure four, and you're going to feel that down in your glute. I can also feel it in my groin, in my adductor, which isn't uncommon. Take nice deep breaths, let it sink more into the stretch. You can release it if you need to, just for a few seconds. Release it back out and then go back into it, trying to get a little bit deeper. Really try and pull on that towel if you can. Use that towel to assist you in making that stretch just a little bit deeper. I can really start to feel that in my glute now. Okay, now switching sides. So put your other foot back in the towel, pull it towards the body, and then bring the knee down. Fold the leg And really, I can feel this side. My left side must have been working a little bit harder maybe. So important to make sure that we recover well, and stretching is part of recovery. Make sure we give back to our body, thank our body for all the hard work that it does. Have a slight release if you need to. Put your leg up in the sky and then bend it back down. You can feel it get a little bit deeper after that release. You can get the leg and the foot a little bit further. Great work. Your body will always thank you after a stretch session. Also, it's good to relax the mind. Always great to do this at night as well after you've had a long day. Okay, the next one we're going to do is double hamstring. Okay, so you're going to put both feet into the towel. I might move around just a little bit and pull them towards you. Now try and keep your back flat on the ground and see how far you can get your legs in without rocking up onto your back. You can, even if you point the toes just a little bit towards the face, oh my goodness, you can feel that stretch run all the way down the back of the legs. Great work, everybody. When stretching, it's always important to keep breathing deep and try and send that oxygen and that blood flow to the tension in the body. Oh, so good. Great work, guys. And release coming up. Okay, the next one we're going to do is going to be our hip flexor. So for this one, using your towel, you can just use it. You need to, for a bit of cushioning underneath the knee. I'll go this side first. Okay, so you want to sit up like this, nice and tall, and push this hip forward. You can really feel it get deep in there. And then I want you to take your arm up to the sky and put a bend in towards. Great work, guys. Sometimes all you need is 10 minutes while you're watching TV at night, maybe your favorite show, listening to a podcast, just to do a stretch and really look after the body. And you will feel so much better after. Okay, switching sides. It's also good to have your water bottle handy as well. Mine's just up there. So you keep hydrated. Another way to give back to the body, but whilst you're working on recovery, make sure your shoulders are back and down. So while you're working on recovery, while you're doing your stretching, make sure you're sipping away at your water, staying hydrated. Great job, everybody. You can feel this all the way down through my hip flexor, going down into my quad. Think about how hard our hip flexors, our legs work in our trainings and in our games. Great job, everyone. Okay, so for our next stretch, we're going to stand up. We're going to need our towels again. Okay, so we're going to do a swan dive. So I want you to bring your towel above your head, nice and tall, strong through the core, and then we're going to dive all the way down and really feel that stretch through the back of our hamstrings. You can have a slight bend in the knees if you want, and then slowly come back up, bringing the towel above our head. Feel that full body stretch. You can flex your head and neck up if you want to. Get that full stretch before swan diving all the way back down. Try and get a little bit further if you can. Keep breathing. Let the head hang nice and heavy. Let the shoulders away from ears, let them get nice and heavy too. And feel that great stretch all the way down. Okay, slowly we will come back up. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is our groin or adductor stretch. So we're going to come down into it just like that, as low as you can go. And then we're going to stretch with the towel above our head. Now make sure that your knee is tracking over your second toe with your leg that is forward. Try and get a good stretch through the shoulders too. And when you need to, come back up, have a little break. It's hard work, this stretching. And then when you're ready, come back into the stretch to get a little bit further and a little bit deeper. Great job, guys. Make sure your shoulders aren't up by your ears. Make sure they're back and down. Okay, and then coming out of that stretch, whew, we're gonna do the other side. So set up nice and strong. Get a good stretch that adductor. Make sure our knees tracking over our toes. Towel above the head. Get a good stretch through those shoulders as well. Good work, everybody. So important to give back to our body. Try and get a little bit further if you can. Great job. And then slowly release it and come up. Have a little break. And then we're going to go back into it. So get that lean on. Make sure you're nice and stable. Bring the towel above our head. Good job. I feel so much looser already from this stretch session. Okay, so now we're going to go back into our swan dive. Okay, so the one we just did before. Up nice and tall. Incorporate the head if you want to. And dive all the way down. Now you should be getting a little bit further. You should be feeling a little bit looser. And we can start to move a little bit more quicker through this stretch. Diving all the way down. Still concentrate on moving vertebrae by vertebrae with this one. But you can add a few more repetitions, as we should be loosening up a little bit through all of this. That stretch feels so good, that one. And all the way down. Great work, everybody. Head nice and heavy. Slowly come all the way up. Okay, and the next one we're going to do, we're going back down onto the ground. And we're going to work on our hamstrings again, just to release them a little bit more, because we should be able to get a bit further now. Oh yeah, look at that from when we first started. Isn't that amazing? Isn't the body amazing how much it can adapt with us, how much it can change when we look after it. Now add a little bit of toe flexion if you want to. You can release it. Then on the breath out, pull it in a little bit closer. Make sure you keep your hips down on the ground. But with each breath, try and pull it just a little bit closer. After training, if you have, you can work in pairs and get someone to push your leg for you, switching over. But when you're not, when you're just on your own, a towel or a stretch band works just as good. Nice deep breaths. This left hamstring feels so much better than when we started. Great job, everyone. Keep breathing into it. Deep breaths. Notice the tension leaving your body. Breathe in. And on the exhale, pull the leg a little bit closer. Add that flexion through the toes towards the face. Add a little bit more pull. Great job, everybody. Not long to go. Really breathe into it. Accept the tension and the pain. Okay, now next one is we're going back to the double hamstring. So both feet are within the towel. And we're going to pull the legs back towards us, keeping our back nice and flat on the ground. How much better does that feel when we first started? Great job. Now try and pull them as much as you can. Breathing in, and on the breath out, try and get a little bit more flexibility. Pull them that little bit more. As much stretch as you can. Now add that flexion towards the face. Can really feel that one in my calves when I point the toes a bit more towards the face. Great job. Make sure your shoulders aren't up by your ears. I keep doing that. You should be nice and flat on the ground. Pull a little bit further in. Deep breath. Great job. And slowly release from the towel. Great job, everybody. That's the end of our stretch session with our towel. So important that we give back to our body, we look after it. It does so many amazing things for us. And all you need is 10-15 minutes after training, after a game, also at night when you're home. You might be watching a TV show, but it's great to look after our bodies and make sure we always give back and thank our bodies for everything that they do.